One of the first questions a lot of people will probably ask is, why the hell is he doing this comparison in the first place? And my answer to that would be that it brings together two of my favorite passions. On the one side, spirituality, and on the other side, the magic of Winx Club. But beyond that, I find the idea fascinating that human beings create stories out of the collective consciousness, which is why they often resemble spiritual patterns all around the world. But that does not mean that I'm claiming that the creators of Winx Club intentionally claimed symbolism from Buddhism or other traditions. Rather, I believe that certain images continue to reappear because they are part of the human unconsciousness. To explore this idea a little bit more, I chose some examples to show you what I mean with that. For more than 4 years now, I have practiced Zen very intensely, and I have even lived in a Zen monastery for 2 years. During that time, I had the privilege of meeting many Zen and Tibetan masters. One thing I noticed again and again is how certain universal forms of wisdom seem to reappear in stories that are deeply meaningful to me. Stories that touched me long before the first encountered spirituality in 2018, and that awakened in me a longing for inner transformation without me ever having to come in contact with the teachings of Buddha, Jesus, or any other spiritual tradition. And honestly, it is also just incredibly fun to analyze these things in this way. But something very important for me to say is this: I am not a master in any of the disciplines I am going to talk about. Also, I'm not a native English speaker. If any teacher, sensei, or practitioner feels that I explained something incorrectly, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely try to explain everything to the best of my knowledge and understanding, either through my own experience or through books and teachings that I will try to link as clearly as possible in the description. And until then, for those of you who know nothing about spirituality, I hope you enjoy discovering these fascinating spiritual traditions. And for those of you who already have a spiritual practice, I hope you enjoy exploring the wonderful world of Winx Club. Bodhisattva archetypes and Enchantix. The connection between Bodhisattva archetypes and Enchantix in Winx Club is surprisingly deep when viewed symbolically and psychologically. What makes Enchantix so different from many fantasy power-ups is that it is not obtained through ambition or through power, it emerges through sacrifice. That is the crucial point. Except from Bloom, but we will come to that later.
Stella saved her father and she got her Enchantix powers.
Her sacrifice is what brought it about. That's exactly how it happened with me.
Each fairy gains Enchantix by risking herself for someone else from her world. Not for glory, not for status, not for recognition, but because compassion becomes stronger than self-preservation. That mirrors the Bodhisattva ideal remarkably closely. The transformation happens precisely when the I stops being the center. In Mahayana Buddhism, a Bodhisattva is someone who moved toward awakening, not merely for personal liberation, but out of profound care for other beings. The word Bodhisattva comes from the Sanskrit term Bodhi, meaning awakening or enlightenment, and Sattva meaning sentient being. These meanings point toward the determination and inner strength required to walk this path. Bodhisattvas are enlightened, radiant beings who appear in countless forms and engage compassionately within the very mindset of the world's activity. The moment we ourselves feel drawn toward such a practice and sincerely aspire to embody it, we too enter the path of the Bodhisattva. They appear wherever this kind of spiritual activity is most needed and most helpful. This ideal is therefore not exclusive to Buddhism alone. Across many human cultures, it may express itself through art, social progress, philosophy, and other disciplines. The Bodhisattva may also manifest in modern forms. Even people from our own time or recent history can embody certain qualities associated with the Bodhisattva ideal. Figures such as Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, or Mahatma Gandhi are sometimes referenced because, regardless of the field through which they became known, they each exemplify certain aspects of the Bodhisattva archetype in meaningful and recognizable ways. So, where is the bridge to Enchantix?
Well, that should be easy enough to find out. Winx Enchantix!
Oh, Enchantix! Magical power! Maximum power!
A fairy gains her Enchantix through saving somebody from her own world. For example, if I would be a fairy and I would save somebody from Earth by doing that with a huge sacrifice, I would be able to gain my Enchantix. This often comes with risking your own life and facing an impossible situation. So the thing with bodhisattvas is that they intentionally postpone their own full enlightenment so they can keep helping other beings for as long as needed. That's a core aspect of the bodhisattva concept. But in the world of Winx, there is no such thing as enlightenment, at least they are not talking about it. So you could see death as like postponing your own enlightenment and keeping on reincarnating in this world of suffering as the ultimate sacrifice and the ultimate expression of love for other beings.
Mom?
Hi, Musa.
Is that really you?
Yes, sweetie. I must say you've grown up beautifully.
Thanks. It's so great to see you. It's amazing.
This really is your mother, Musa. If you go in, you'll be able to be with her, talk to her.
But what about the water stars?
The exit is through the other door. Tekna and Stella have already made it out.
Mom,
Sweetie.
I want to be with you more than anything in the world. I want to hold you close to my heart, talk to you, and hear you sing. But if I decide to go with you, the universe will be in serious trouble. Goodbye, Mom.
Musa, wait.
What?
I'm proud of you, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I always cry when it comes to this part of the episode. So the Winx girls really know about sacrifice. And they don't just sacrifice anything. Like in this episode, it's completely about them sacrificing the thing that's the hardest for them. Like in this example where Musa would be able to see her dead mother after she died when she was a child.
You have proven that you care more about the world than you care about your own selves.
So Enchantix is really a symbol of them growing up and getting in touch with their real inner self and goodness.
I love you, my little blossom.
Flora?
Bubble, bring her up.
Flora,
But it's not like they are some holy beings. They still have their own needs, but sometimes it is more important to save other people than to just enjoy yourself.
And where's Flora? She saved me.
Honestly, I don't know how to get closer to this ideal than how it is portrayed in this series. And I think because of those things, the first 3 seasons of Winx Club are so beloved by the fans. As mentioned earlier, Bloom's Enchantix is different from that of the other Winx, at least in the 3rd season. For those of you who don't know the story of Winx Club, Bloom may have grown up on Earth, but she originally comes from the planet Domino, whose inhabitants were believed to be completely dead. This means that for Bloom, a situation could never truly arise in which she could be able to save somebody from her own world.
Rescue someone from my own world? But everyone on Domino has disappeared a long time ago.
That is why she travels to Pyros, the island of dragons, which is confusing to me because it's actually a planet, I think. In the German dub, it is a whole planet. In the English version, it is just an island. And she goes there in order to become stronger in her basic fairy form. The entire episode in which Bloom fights for her bare survival, while at the same time growing tremendously as a person, is incredibly emotional. On Pyros, she meets Maya, who helps her learn to concentrate and gather her power through meditative practices. When I was living in the monastery and I was watching Winx Club for probably the 20th time in my life, something about this episode stood out to me for the very first time. You see, in Zen, there's the concept of one-pointedness. It means that during meditation, which takes place in complete stillness and motionlessness, you place your entire focus onto a single point. It is a practice that can allow everything to fall away, especially the ego. In traditional Rinzai and Soto Zen, it is common to sit motionless in meditation for many hours or even several days, repeatedly, bringing the focus back either to a practice or simply the pure being itself. In my own Zen lineage, 25 minutes sitting rounds followed by 5 minutes breaks are common, followed by many more hours of sitting and practicing and doing walking meditation. The kind of effort and discipline it sometimes takes to continue sitting is a form of pure willpower that naturally has to be developed over time. At the same time, many masters have already walked this path before, and one usually has a teacher or master to look toward for guidance. In this episode, Bloom goes through immense suffering on Pyros simply to survive on the island. Several times, she reaches a point where she no longer knows what to do, where she questions where any of it even makes sense or what she's supposed to do next.
This island is getting more and more unbearable. I've already overcome so many obstacles. How many more are there going to be? I'm tired.
Yet, in the end, through her willpower, she managed to open something within herself that no one had ever achieved before. She gains Enchantix without saving somebody else.
Baltor will not win, ever.
And while cutting this, I realized that I really need to show you the German dub because it's much cooler how she's screaming.
Weiter wird dieses Spiel nicht gewinnen, niemals!
And this is exactly what shows Bloom's immense growth as a person, and the way she becomes an extraordinarily strong and wise fairy within only a single season. What is especially interesting is that the Tricks, the well-known antagonists of the series, arrive on Pyros under Veltor's order to destroy Bloom. Then a fascinating moment occurs. Bloom is reminded of how Veltor has terrorized the entire magical dimension.
Baltor!
In that moment, an enormous rage arises within her, and through that emotion, she managed to focus all her energy onto a single point. And this is not just my interpretation, the series itself later uses almost the exact same wording.
Enchantix! I did it! I can't believe I got my Enchantix powers!
All the energy you possess was totally focused for one perfect moment, and that's what set your Enchantix free.
Later, Faragonda explains to her that while she succeeded in unlocking these abilities, she did something completely unique in the process, which is why her Enchantix remains unstable at first. It is only in the first Winx Club movie, The Secret of the Lost Kingdom, that her Enchantix finally becomes complete when she restores Domino and saves her parents and all of its people. Independent of the incompleteness of her Enchantix power, this exact moment where Bloom focuses all of her strength onto one single point reflects something that people in spiritual traditions have strived towards for centuries. I actually once had a meditation in which I kept seeing the exact same scene of Bloom concentrating all of her focus onto this one single point. Of course, this did not suddenly make me enlightened, unfortunately, and it also did not cause my entire ego to disappear, yet the image appeared to me over and over again, showing me once more this idea of a universal wisdom that already exists deep within all of us. We as humans carry within ourselves the knowledge that we possess the ability to break through extreme limitations. And that is a deep belief of myself. Spiritually talking, one could say that it is the falling away of obstacles, awakening from the dream we mistake for reality, or perhaps even stepping out of the circle of rebirth itself. Within the magical dimension, Enchantix symbolizes this path to enlightenment. There's one more point I would like to talk about, but there's no connection to Enchantix. Still, it is a really cool concept and I would like to share it with you, because it's even from season 1. So you see, in Buddhism there is the saying that there's Buddha nature in everybody, which actually means something like there is the potential to enlightenment in everybody, and this pureness is in everybody. Not like Buddha as a figure, but the Buddha nature as a quality within yourself. And this Buddha nature is always within you, and it's something that you can't lose. Maybe the Winx fans know where I'm going with this. Near the end of the season, the Trix managed to steal Bloom's dragon flame, the magic that created the entire magical dimension. Without it, Bloom feels emotionally destroyed and completely powerless. What is important symbolically is that the dragon flame is not portrayed as something purely external, it is deeply connected to Bloom's identity, spirit, and inner life. After losing her magic, Bloom is in despair, since the Trix now have the strongest power existing, which they use to start a huge war with the rest of the magic dimension. But through her deceased sister Daphne, who communicates with Bloom in spirit, she's able to reconnect with herself again. Daphne reminds Bloom that the dragon flame was never merely something external that she possessed. It has always lived within her.
So what happened to me then?
Nothing that doesn't happen to us all. You had doubts. You were afraid. You came to believe that what you loved most dearly could be taken away from you. But the truth is, no one in the whole universe could ever steal your past, your dreams, or your magic powers. Bloom, to recover your powers, look deep inside yourself.
And that is the key moment that's really similar to the Buddha nature. Bloom realizes that the Trix may have stolen her energy, but they could never erase what she fundamentally is. Through this remembrance, the dragon flame reignites within her. We all know that this is like the best part of the season because it also reflects such a deeply spiritual idea. Sometimes people do not need to be fixed or given something new. We think that a lot of times, and we always search for something in the outside. Sometimes we just need to remember what was already inside of us all along. Symbolically, it resembles many spiritual traditions where awakening is not about becoming something else, but about rediscovering one's original nature after becoming lost in fear, despair, or illusion. That is also why the dragon flame works so well metaphorically. It is not just magical power, it represents an inner light that can temporarily be obscured, but never fully destroyed, like your own Buddha nature. So this was my comparison, Winx Club and spirituality. I hope I don't get cancelled because of this, and I hope that I explained everything in the right way. There are a lot of more concepts that are to be found, but this video already took so long I had to do a cut somewhere. So I'm really interested about what you think about those things, and maybe there are other things that you discovered that I don't know about. So please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.